Hey, I'm Brendan from Wheatus, and may the rock be with you. Hey,
Hey, Brendan, how are you?
all right, how you doing?
I'm excellent, mate. Lovely to talk to you.
Yeah, I was just playing some Malcolm Young riffs, getting ready. I was
Good.
doing um, Gone Shooting. I like the version of he does a little toward the end of the song. He goes, it's so Chuck Berry, man. It's just like
Amazing.
really,
Let's
yeah.
just spend the next 20 minutes doing
I
that.
know, right? Couldn't you just?
Hey, Brendan, welcome. May the rock be with you, mate. Absolute pleasure. First time we've talked, so it's lovely to talk to you.
Thanks, man. It's good to see you.
No worries at all. Now, of course, we are here because you're headed back to Australia in January, which is
hmm
not too far away, actually. Can you give us an idea of what we can expect at these upcoming Wheatus shows?
It's going to be an eight-person version of the band, possibly nine, but we're pretty sure it's going to stay at eight for now. Um, we're going to have all request sets. So, you're definitely going to get your Teenage Dirtbag and your Leroy and your Lemonade and all that stuff and your Little Respect. But we're also going to be just fielding requests. So we're never going to have the same set list twice.
Wow.
We've learned maybe in the vicinity of 60 songs from the catalog that people can call from. And if you call one outside of that pool, then I'll just play it acoustic for you. But yeah, so it's gonna be like that. I'm gonna be walking around the stage at the beginning of the set while everyone's setting up, asking what everyone, what do you want to hear? What's the first song? What do you want to hear tonight? And just get everybody into the spirit of demanding the kind of show that they want that night.
Cool.
You know.
That's so much fun. So when you go back and revisit some of these songs you might not have ever played before, or thought maybe someone will ask about this, what's it like revisiting and almost relearning these songs?
It's fantastic, but there's only maybe one or two that we've never been performed live out of 80 or so that are currently streaming. Yeah, I mean the memory of how to do them is in there somewhere.
Yeah, right.
But and we rehearse a lot. That's one of the other things. We work hard. Um,
Cool. Who
yeah,
has
to try and
anyone ever
keep it
yelled out a
fresh.
song that isn't yours that they think's yours, and you go, "Hang on, that's not me."
Yeah, yeah. Play
Stacey's
Buddy
mom.
Holly. Yeah, Stacy's mom. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, Beverly Hills. Yeah, it happens, but we just have a fun moment with it.
Yeah.
We don't like to make anybody feel embarrassed. We just chat.
No, I absolutely love that. And you know what? Like Bowling for Soup did a version of Stacey's Mom because everyone thought they sang it. So,
Yeah,
kind of like you just go with it. That's good fun. Now,
that
you've been
is.
to Australia a lot of late, which is really, really cool. What is it about Australia and the band that just connects for you?
It's the first place that we ever had any success. Teenage Dirtbag was a hit in Australia before it was a hit anywhere. It had
Hmm.
been out in the States for over 6 months. It had kind of come and gone, done its thing. Nobody really cared. And then it blew up in Australia. And we're happy that that happened. Australia is the first uh, country outside of my own that I connected with musically. AC/DC was my first favorite band when I was a little kid.
Hmm.
Um, we had an Australian exchange student who lived in an apartment or rented a room from my mother, and she kind of basically lived with us. Her name was Lou, and I begged her to bring me any import that she could get her hands on. So she got the Australian release of TNT, which has School Days on it, the Chuck Berry cover. And I thought and I probably was the only person, my age on Long Island or in New York maybe who had that record. And I felt like that was it.
That's
I'd done
amazing.
everything right. But yeah, I've really felt interest in and draw to Australia my whole life. It's a fascinating place, and I've never been there and had a bad time in any city ever.
Cool.
So when we got down there the first time, we were doing like the Dapto Leagues Club and the Wollongong Workers Club and whatever else, and it was just fantastic. It just
I
felt
love that
great.
you know these places. You're just throwing out these
Yeah, man.
random places.
Yeah,
I saw you doing
absolutely.
Tamworth this time too. You going over to Tamworth?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. We've never been to Tasmania, so it's exciting to get down there. That's really
Awesome.
cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I expect to see you with a photo with a giant golden guitar in Tamworth, so that needs to happen when you go and do that.
Okay. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
do that.
Trust me. Now, let's talk about Teenage Dirtbag because obviously that's how we know you primarily. So, you talked about it taking off in Australia, but what's your favorite memory of when it basically came to fruition that, hang on, there's really something happening here? Was there a great memory you remember?
Yeah, I remember we landed. We were very sick when we got there because we had been on the road in the States and America in November, which was ice cold and miserable,
Yeah.
and we all had chest infections, and had been coughing for weeks, and suddenly we're in this. The sunshine is just gorgeous, and it's so warm out, and there's mangoes that are beautiful, and we're tasting Vegemite for the first time, which I fell in love with and still have a jar of over there. Lamington's not so much, I will say, but I do remember driving from the airport and seeing posters of us on the walls of like billboards and things, and I thought, what? Like, who did we tricked them into this somehow? What happened here? They're gonna figure out who we are sooner or later, and it was like crazy. It was crazy. It was like out of a dream or something. It was weird.
Yeah. And the other side of that is, as an artist, the song never went away, but it had a massive resurgence. What's it like when it really just takes off again?
Yeah, it's done that a few times now, and we just keep feeling more and more fortunate for it. I never considered it a single when I was writing it. It felt like
Wow.
it was too long and too meandering and too many plot points, and I thought it would maybe be interesting to some people, but not a single. And I was wrong about that, and it's strange and wonderful that was the case. I know what it meant to me when I wrote it, and I know what it meant to me, to define my childhood, the AC/DC days in 1980s and all the murder and all that stuff. But I know now that the only reason it endures is because people begin to see themselves in it, anew, and discover their own narrative, as in the song somewhere. And that's always, whenever I hear about how somebody else who's younger sees it, it feels like, oh yeah, wow, I didn't see that coming. That's fantastic. That's better than my, stupid 1984 bullshit. That's cool. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. And I always wanted to delve into the song a little bit because it starts with "Her name is Noelle," right? When writing the
Yeah.
song, did it start with the name that you had and it went from there, or was there another catalyst towards its creation?
I had a title first, and I had that guitar riff since I was in high school. But I didn't know what to do with it because I wasn't a songwriter, So I just sat on it, and I played that forever. That sort of like wannabe Mark Knopfler kind of, I was just doing that with this shape that kind of was mimicking the, and then that turns into very easily. So this is like the same finger technique. Mark Knopfler's better than it than I am, but I was swinging and missing on Dire Straits and getting somewhere else, and the time it took for it to evolve into a story was pretty long. I didn't really know what to do with that riff until one day I think it was the summer of 1995 or beginning of the autumn of 1995. I was lying on a futon in Queens where I was renting a cheap apartment, the kind that's like, it's an apartment, but it's really a room that has blankets around the living room, I was lying down thinking about Cyndi Lauper and Metallica at the same time and just kind of daydreaming, and I sang "Her Name is Noelle." Now, I knew at that point that I wanted to have a song called Dirtbag or Teenage Dirtbag or something along those lines, and that it would be about kind of addressing what it was like to be a kid in 1984 and get into music. That was the concept. But I didn't really have a story other than that little concept. And then when I started thinking about those things and I said "Her name was Noelle," it just kind of popped into place. And the narrative took shape pretty quickly after that. I had the first verse and chorus for about 6 months. Didn't know how to go on the second verse. And then I thought, well, it's got to go violent, right? It's got to be dangerous. Something's got to happen. So the boyfriend with the gun came in. And it unfolded pretty quickly from there. I think I wrote the second verse in the morning, and then I wrote the third verse with the girl that evening.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so it
all
was
came
done.
together.
Yeah, one day. It was 6 months and then one day,
It's
and a riff since 1988. Whatever.
Wheatus, riffing since 1988. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Now, if you did have two tickets to Iron Maiden, who would be your plus one?
That's an interesting question. Um, Maybe Gabrielle, my partner. I'm not sure she'd want to see that. Maybe she's not that into metal. She is into hard rock. She's the one who comes to see AC/DC with me.
Hmm.
Definitely, we've been to see AC/DC and Rush together a few times. But
Nice.
Maiden's different. So I don't know. I think if she didn't want to go, I would take my buddy Andrew Munson,
Okay.
who always invites me to see Iron Maiden whenever they're in town. He's a school teacher out on Long Island. He teaches band, teaches music.
Nice.
So maybe him. But
That'd be
you
nice.
know, if you and I were in the same city and they were playing, I'd say, hey, man,
Oh, come on, let's make
what
it
do you
happen.
say, Troy? You want to hang out?
Yeah, well, see, AC/DC here this week. We could have gone AC/DC.
Yeah, man, I'm jealous. I saw him last May here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Mm,
We did a band field trip, and it
cool.
was just they were so good, man.
Awesome, man. I love it. Now, obviously, you have other music. Everyone, everyone knows you have Teenage Dirtbag, but you've got a lot of music. Now, let's move on from the song itself. But is there one song in your entire catalog that you feel doesn't get enough love and you'd really love people to listen to?
That's interesting. No, I don't, because um, a lot of the music that when we play live, when we play shows, there's people calling songs that are more important to them than Teenage Dirtbag. We were
Mm,
played New York 3 nights ago, hometown show, and this girl I didn't know, none of us knew, was screaming "Real Girl." You know, that's one of the songs from the EPs in 2008, 2009. Pretty obscure for us, but she's screaming that one. Um, Lemonade gets a lot of love. My favorite song to play, Valentine, gets requested a lot. That's off the fifth album. So I don't really feel that way about it. But, I'm still not gotten over the fact that I play music for a living. I'm pretty blown away by the fortune that has brought me and
yep.
how incredibly special and rare that is. I have not gotten over it or bored of it or used to it yet. So I'm very much still in the fan space mentally when it comes to being a musician.
That's cool. I,
Um,
I saw you
yeah.
with Art from Everclear when you came out and just the solo acoustic thing, and you were having a ball up there, man. It just shows. It's so good.
Yeah. Well, Art's a great guy to tour with. I mean,
Mm,
he's one of my favorite songwriters. I think he's one of the best American songwriters who's ever lived. And he's one of these guys who's like, he also is, sometimes meet your heroes is a good thing.
yep.
Like he's that guy, he's a guy to look up to. He got a lot of good advice and, a very pleasant guy to hang around with.
Yeah, they're here right now as well. Everyone's here at the moment. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's all happening.
You picked the wrong
Everclear
month,
should be
man.
opening for AC/DC. That's what should be. That's a show.
Oh,
That would, I,
that would have
that'd
been
be cool.
fun. Now, let's talk
Yeah.
new music. It's been a little while. Is there any new music in the works?
Oh yeah, we have album 7 has been written for quite some time. We just haven't had a chance to get off the road long enough to record it.
Oh, wow.
It's about, I guess we've got about 11, 12 songs for it. 3 of which are currently streaming. Sort of early versions are out. One song called Michelle, which is on our live record. Another one is called Tipsy, which is a song I wrote about a conversation I had with Liam Payne in 2014.
Oh, wow.
And then there's another one called Lullaby, which is a sort of experimental jazz metal song, but it's pop. And that's sort of the gist of the 7th record.
Yeah, okay.
I've been fascinated by the era of jazz where jazz was pop music, like Somewhere Over the Rainbow and that kind of stuff. It used to be very accessible jazz, and I feel like maybe if you make us figure out how jazz works a little bit, you can make new songs where you have the tones and the drive of modern metal and pop, but you have the old melodies, like the beautiful sort of like complex melodies and harmonies of jazz.
Wow. Can't wait
Pop
to hear
jazz,
this.
not obscure jazz, not avant-garde jazz, but the real like original pop jazz stuff that was out.
All right. Look forward to that. Hopefully that's in next year, maybe. We'll see.
Perhaps, yeah, we're trying to get enough time off to do it. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
After you
Yeah.
come back to Australia for the 48th time.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't mind doing that either. I'll tell you what, I'll get distracted down there for months.
Amazing. Now,
Yeah.
it's been over 25 years since the album came out, and you've been doing this a lot longer than that. It's very easy to say what can change over time. That's really easy, right? What's the one thing that's always remained the same, though, about what you do?
Ooh, that's interesting. You have to make everybody glad they showed up.
Hmm.
That's your job as an entertainer. You have to make sure that your band is glad that they joined the band. You have to make sure that the wait staff at the restaurant next door are happy that you showed up and brought your friends, and the bartenders have to be happy that you showed up, and the cleaning staff and everybody. If they're not all happy you came, then it's harder to make the crowd happy. So you gotta start with make sure everybody's glad they showed up. That's all.
All right. I
That's the
think Wheatus
same.
is one of those bands. Like, you're making people happy band, and I think it shows. So in the music as well. So well done, and thank you very much. Keep doing it.
Thank you, man. Well, that's the idea. We just want everybody to smile and get what they want.
There you go. Now, after so long doing this, is there something on your list you haven't yet done that you still want to
Open for AC/DC, you mean?
do? Yes, there.
Absolutely, man. There's so many things. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like, I want to play Madison Square Garden one day, just like every other musician who's ever lived. We're playing Wembley this year at the end of the UK tour that we're just about to leave. We're leaving tomorrow for the UK Ireland leg of the 25th anniversary, and we're closing the tour at Wembley Arena with Bowling for Soup, and that's going to be the second time we've ever played there. So it's really kind of like a treat. Like,
Best dudes, man. They're the best dudes.
they're incredible. They're incredible. Again, another situation where it's like, yes, definitely meet your heroes. Jarrett and those guys are fucking wonderful.
I've
Absolutely
had
brilliant.
far too many nights with those guys where I can't remember what happened 3 weeks after. So
Oh, they'll put you under the table, man. They'll like, they know how to
absolutely.
go.
They're coming back with Frank Turner. Frank Turner's coming with them.
Oh
And,
yeah, that's
oh,
great.
mate,
That's gonna be a good one.
we're very lucky down here. We're starting to get a lot of artists coming back to see us. So we're very
Yeah,
excited about this.
yeah. You're coming out of the pandemic strong. That's good.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
lastly, what I do with everyone is I get you to look ahead to the future with a prediction. So I want you to finish
Okay.
this for me. In 2026, Wheatus will
Make 3 records and tour a lot.
3.
An acoustic, a covers, and then the original that we talked about.
Oh, covers.
Yep.
No more to be said.
Well, there's an AC/DC song in there somewhere.
There we go. Lovely. It's going to be fun, man. Looking forward to that. That's going to be awesome.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Cool. Brendan, thank you so much, man. That was a pleasure. I can't wait to see you guys down here in Sydney. I think it's going to be an absolute ball.
Absolutely, Troy. Thanks very much, man. I'll
Thanks,
talk
mate.
to you
Talk to
soon.
you again.
Later, brother.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thanks for watching our interview with Brendan from Wheatus. Don't forget to check them out while they're in Australia, and like and subscribe to our channel, and check out maytherockwithyu.com. That's where everything else is.